Next is you may know the answer to this, Conan. From Gary Anderson. The subject is who is second in charge in AEW. This might sound morbid, but what happens at AEW if something happens to Tony Khan? Does the entire company die? At least the WWE has backup plans if something happens with Vince.
That is morbid, but who would take over? Maybe the vice presidents? Cody and those guys?
I guess.
Jericho?
Who has more stroke? Let me ask you a question. Who seems like they have more stroke there? Jericho or the Bucks, Kenny and Cody?
If I had to pick one, I would maybe Jericho.
Interesting. Next is from Dale M. Fortunio, and the subject is Soy Boys and their Rose Love.
Yeah.
Hey gang, Merry Christmas. Do you want to see your input on this? The 1222 episode of Dynamite had the unfunny sign directed towards Nyla Rose. Wrestlers of the past that were in Nyla's position, whether heel or babyface, would have embraced the sign and would have gone after the fans, showing animosity and going into business for themselves. Nyla missed an opportunity with actually getting pissed and showing emotion towards this fan and acting heelish. When I brought this up on Twitter, the toxic SGW fan base yelled back by saying, "This isn't her character. God forbid she shows any character since it sucks right now, and if she gets cheered next week, it'll be based off sympathy, which is not a direction she should be going in. She's nothing to work with right now anyway and has no personality. Only maybe a few people like Edge and Punk could probably be able to flip the script on the crowd and make for better character development, and that's the sad state of the business. Any thoughts? Also, anyone ever fail miserably at hitting on girls like Major Guns or any Nitro girls aside from Raven?" I don't know this. I don't know the answer to the last. Anybody have failed miserably hitting on girls like Major Guns, or besides Raven? I mean, I don't know. Raven got scored a lot, so I wouldn't say he failed miserably. Bro. We talked about this. I tweeted about this. But bro, the fact they made such a big deal out of this guy with the sign was ridiculous. There's one guy, one sign, and like.
Can you remind me what happened? What happened?
A fan had
what
a
did the sign say, Joe?
It said, Nyla Rose is this guy's dad, and it had an arrow pointing to the fans next to him.
Okay, right. Okay, so I was obviously... Okay, so
she saw it and got upset.
Well,
it made TV. It made TV, and all the AEW fans.
Yeah, it was right in the hard camera, right center hard camera. So everybody saw it. And all the social justice warriors were, that fan should be did this. And just everybody's outraged at the one fan. Right?
He was thrown out. He was thrown out.
And my whole point was, okay, and I had even Bixenspan was tweeted me, people were comparing that, like my position saying, oh, is it okay for the fan to use the N-word at the show? I said, wait a second. I go, this was not first of all, the sign was not a racial slur. The sign was just an offensive joke. Okay, and so that's all it was. But I would compare it, instead of everybody thinks if you had a sign that said the N-word, it's first of all, nobody would bring a sign that had the N-word. That just not happening. So that's a stupid, it's a stupid thing. My thing with the analogy was, how would wrestling fans today react? This was an actual sign in the crowd that we laughed at. Okay, because remember backstage we used to see crowd signs, and me and Borash and you would be joking look at that sign. The Nyla Jack sign would be this is how. How do you think wrestling fans today, the way they reacted toward this Nyla Jax thing, right, this sign, how do you think they would have reacted to the sign that said Eddie Guerrero is my gardener?
Mm-hmm.
Right, I had the same one.
I've seen. I was going to say, I've seen similar signs for Conan.
We don't need those racist. I'm like, guys, it's not it's just an offensive joke.
I've actually.
Some fans are,
Someone sent me. I've seen a screenshot of Disco's on guest commentary, and there's a sign right behind your head that says Disco is a.
Dickhead.
No, the other one.
Oh, the F word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if you had heat and
bro, look at that. 20 years ago, you could have said that word. Now you say it, and you're toast.
Yeah, you're toast. Right, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
I was saying it on the show this week, describing a story, and we had to edit it out.
Yeah.
So I'm
there's certain words I take out or reverse or beep or whatever, just that word or you can't. You know what I mean?
Right.